Hello there, my name is Linda, also known as Tortagialla around the internet, and I'm a graphic designer who loves analog journaling and all things paper and stationery. So, I design digital printables that you can download and print at home for your journaling and memory keeping. I truly believe that something as simple as playing with paper can be therapy. We gain a lot of clarity from journaling our thoughts, from self discovery to self development, and ultimately just helping ourselves cultivate a better mindset. Um, and of course, journaling is just fun creative time, right? A great de stressor after a busy day. So, if all of that sounds like something you are interested in, please subscribe to my channel and join me on this stationery journey. So, I thought today that I would share a bunch of different clips of me sort of decorating before the pen. I am very much a user of pattern papers and stickers and little tidbits, collaging in my journal for actual writing or for just like creative journal fun. And I thought I would show a bunch of clips that I already have. If you support me on Ko-fi, you might have seen some of these clips before because I do create a monthly video for a tier of my Ko-fi supporters. But here I just wanted to show little tidbits of me decorating using printable pattern papers, and these would all be available for download for my members on Ko-fi. But what I like to do is use pattern papers and stickers and ephemera and tidbits to create some type of collage or decorated page, as well as journaling like analog by hand. I think that what I'm trying to do is expand my YouTube channel and include more different types of video, but definitely more videos of like actually creating. I know that it is very enticing to watch like hauls and just people sharing their enthusiasm for different types of stationery products that they might have purchased or got a hold of. And I think that that is great. I have gotten very many like good recommendations and been able to see like in more detail different stationery products just from watching YouTube videos. So that is a good thing, and I don't think that I don't want to make it seem like I am demonizing, haul videos at all. But what I realized I want to see more of are actual, like, journaling videos, like action videos. Maybe not necessarily a straight on tutorial because I don't know if I'm qualified to do that kind of thing, but definitely sharing, almost like if you get together with your friends or you go cafe journaling. You're going to be creating together and like chit chatting, and maybe you will talk about like a latest product, like a washi tape you bought or stickers you bought or something cool in your last, stationery trip. But at the same time, you are creating. And that is what I very much want to get back into. So you can see that in my journals, I often do a lot of pre-decorating because I get into these modes of like, I just want to make something, like some type of collage or something. And so I get a bunch of papers together, stickers, whatever supplies I have, and just create, like pre-decorate a bunch of pages. And these will be filled in with journaling when I have the time to do that, or when I want to like take note of something, whether it be like writing down a quote, writing down my stream of consciousness thoughts, or some other type of journaling. But at the same time, I want to bring up another point, is that when we say journaling, of course, people automatically first think about writing because journaling, like ultimately that is what we think of when we say journaling. But I take it as a very much more like open definition of journaling. And probably because I come from like the world of scrapbooking. I also come from like the artistic side of things in terms of art journaling and creative journaling, and there are so many different terms out there that you can use, like visual journaling, or you know, or should you call it a sketchbook, or whatever you call it. I think that ultimately what it's really about is creating something, right? Like going through the process, using your hands, doing something, creating something. And ultimately, the process is really what is the most important, as opposed to the end product that you have. And I know that, of course, we all want, beautiful pages at the end of the day. Like, we want to see that. It is very satisfying to have created something that then, after the fact, you like to look at. So I completely understand that. But sometimes it's also okay to create something and know that like you're not going to keep it or you're going to destroy it. I think that's why some of those journals are so popular, like the destroy this journal, can't remember, that exist out there. Because again, they're focusing on the process. You can sort of think about like exercise. Exercising, we all know, is good for us, and it is about the process, right? And of course, there are benefits, like you might lose weight, you're going to gain muscle, like you're going to be more toned, you're going to have like better health in the end. But at the same time, like the whole process, the act of going out for a walk, exercising, going to the gym, running, whatever it is that is your thing, like it's during the process that like you're feeling good, the dopamine, like all that kind of stuff. And I think it's similar in terms of any kind of artistic process, whether it be collaging and playing with papers like I do, or if you're like drawing or painting or mark making, or maybe you like to cook or dance, movement, with your body, whatever it is the process that gives you a lot of satisfaction. Anyway, so that was like a huge tangent about just the process of things. And it was because I just wanted to impress that I do have a habit of writing in terms of actual like writing out my thoughts, journaling, but you do not need to do that. And it is still completely valid. It is completely okay to just want to play with papers and stickers and decorate and collage, and that's it, and not write anything if you didn't want to write. So I just want to impress on the fact that it's okay to do that. It's okay to do whatever it is you prefer, and it doesn't have to be, what someone else does. It is whatever works for you and gives you that enjoyment, basically. Okay, so I'm sharing another clip here where I'm using different pattern papers, and these are also from my Ko-fi that you can print out. So I've printed 2 on a page, and I'm just trimming them out. And this time around, you can see that I'm actually using a paper trimmer as opposed to ripping them for like that more organic look. So it really all depends on your preferences. And this is because I'm putting it into this traveler's notebook message card insert, which basically has a bunch of cards inside that you're going to rip out and use. So then once those are all used, you're going to have that light blue like cover sort of left over, and I obviously don't want to throw that away. I'm going to make it into another insert that I can use for journaling. So I'm decorating like the sort of inside front cover right now with these specific papers. And these papers are actually part of a whole set of downloads that's sort of like breakfast themed. So there's like coffee and toast, and you'll see a little later on there will be like eggs and just sort of related motifs. So I'm using these printable papers to cover up the inside cover here. I'm actually not like a super huge fan of that light blue color. I don't know why, but blue in general is not really, it's not one of like my favorite colors or anything. I don't know if it's highly noticeable, but I definitely don't have a lot of blue like stationary items. So even though it is the cover, the insert, that's fine. I'll probably decorate it with other elements later on, but right now I'm just going to use these pattern papers. So I wanted to decorate the inside, and I'm going to grab some washi tape to sort of connect like the two pieces of paper, because I sort of trimmed it a little bit too small and it's not like covering all the space, and I'm just going to create a border there using washi tape. So that really sort of unifies it, and so that looks nice. And I'm going to continue on and just sort of like decorate the cover of this insert and things like that. But I wanted to share a whole bunch of these different clips, like just putting them together, because I've been doing a little bit of digital cleanup as well and going through my files. And I sort of realized like now I can take a lot of the stuff that I have created for my Ko-fi members and sort of use different snippets and clips to make YouTube videos as well. I don't know why I didn't realize this before, like always sort of creating something like specific to each place, even though it's perfectly fine to use like clips for different, purposes, right? But I wanted to show this because I would love to record more videos where it's sort of like a journal with me, but obviously it's more like a decorate with me, because you can see multiple times in this video where like my head gets into the frame and stuff. I'm obviously still learning the whole filming aspect. I have the camera mounted like above my desk, so I get this like one little spot where I can film just overhead, but it's not like a comfortable spot to actually write. So I rarely can record like actual writing journaling, but other stuff I can do. It just sort of depends. And maybe I should change the angle. I don't know. You tell me if you prefer seeing like overhead videos like this, or if you want more close-up shots, like what makes sense or what you prefer. And just let me know down in the comments like what kind of videos you like as well. Do you like journal with me videos? Do you like chatty videos? Obviously, if you don't like chatty, like the chatty part of the videos, I think with all videos on YouTube, you always can like mute it and just watch it and then have your own music playing. I personally really like chatty videos, and that's why I like do the voiceovers over them to sort of like explain what is going on or just talk about something that is going on in my mind. Right now I'm showing you this other camel standard size TN that I have, that I actually won from a giveaway from Dabbling in Journals here on YouTube. And I have a playlist of videos I'm doing when I journal in this specific traveler's notebook and insert, because it's a lightweight paper insert, and so it has sort of like that see-through kind of paper. It's like really, really thin. So definitely go check out that playlist if you're interested in what I do in that insert. And that one definitely does show like me writing journaling in it. But as I go along, obviously, I will change things up and see what makes the most sense, like what works well. But I do a lot of little like mini printouts that I add into that insert. And obviously this is an older clip, so I've already done like multiple pages in that particular insert and journal. But that is another one of the journals that I have. And again, just wanted to show like snippets of all of the different kinds of like journaling and things that I do. Here is another journal that I have that is the Paper Republic Grand Voyager. It's like A5 sized, or almost A5 size. Like the journal itself is A5 size, so the inserts inside are like slightly smaller. They have their own proprietary like drawing book where I use it for sketching and drawing. And just like testing things out. And I also have like my sort of art journaling or mixed media kind of inserts in here. And I think I did have a flip through on my video already, in my channel already. A video showing a flip through of this sketchbook revival insert that was like I think it was like a 30-day, kind of like sketchbook challenge. So you're just every day you would do something different. So I love doing those kinds of challenges. I just think it's very fun and very approachable to do like one little quick thing each day. And so it keeps you creative and keeps you doing like very different types of things that you might not normally do yourself. So I'm going to start a new insert, and that's what I'm showing in here because I'm taking another like Domestica class that's like just about creativity. And so I'm starting it up and just doing a little bit of journaling with a picture of myself and some, collage there and adding stickers and things. And I'm going to use more printable papers that are from September, I believe, on my Ko-fi feed for members. I've printed a bunch out and I'm going to use that to pre-decorate a bunch of pages. And you can see what I'm using here. They are sort of like those composition notebook pattern, that like grainy pattern. I love that pattern. I just think it's so versatile. And I decided to make that pattern myself, but make it in a whole bunch of different colors, like pastels and things, rather than the traditional just black and white. So I printed a bunch of those and I'm using it as a background in this creativity insert that I am starting up. And it is a lined insert because I think it's meant to be like a writing journal, but I'm going to do a little bit of both in this insert. So that's why I'm covering up like certain pages with pattern paper so that it's more decorative, and then I'm going to leave certain parts of the lines there as well because I am going to write in it. And sometimes when I pre-decorate a journal, I do know, like I sort of have in my mind what I'm going to be putting on these different pages, so I'm decorating in accordance to what I think I'm going to do on these pages. So leaving sort of room for certain things and, making space and covering other pages, etc. But sometimes, and most of the times, I don't know what I'm going to put in the pages because I'm pre-decorating like just for fun or just to do something or just to get ahead, like in the pages, making collages. In that case, I just, no rhyme or reason, like just pre-decorate and let myself have some fun and not worry about what's going to go on those pages. And of course, no matter how you decorate your pages, you can always like put in tip-ins, like washi tape things in on top, so it'll flip open or flip up. So you don't really have to be afraid that you're going to like cover up pretty parts that you like or not have enough room for things, because you can always tip in like more pages in between and things like that. I think that is one of the most creative and fun parts for me. Like when I think about travel journaling and also just any kind of like visual or creative journaling, it's all of those like little fun things that you can add in no matter what happens. Like when you're journaling and you're like, oh, I want more space. So you're going to like put a little, flip, section on, or like add another page, or make like multiple, flip up little pieces of paper and be able to add more. And sometimes I do that with photos actually, because I have so many photos that I want to include and they won't all fit in one page. You can put them sort of stacked on top of each other, but then make them like tape them on with washi tape and they can like flip up and down. So that is an option as well. So you can see here I have more papers that I've printed, and I normally just print pattern paper on regular copy paper at home with my home printer and use it that way. I find that it's completely fine. But of course, if you wanted something like nicer, you can buy better paper to print on, high resolution paper that gives you like better, even like higher quality printouts. I really don't think it's necessary, but I mean, if it's something that you prefer, you definitely can do that. Sometimes I print on sticker paper because that makes it so you don't even have to have like a glue stick. You can just cut like trim things and immediately just stick it down. So it's really up to your preference. But I most often use glue sticks. I just find it handy, easy to do, and printing on regular paper is fine. And I can also glue down ephemera and also book pages. And here you see I'm using like a crumpled up piece of craft paper. So I have a bunch of stack of craft papers that are like old, and I can just use them for backgrounds. And I don't know about you, but I think that vintage papers are actually like neutrals for me. I find them to all be neutral. I know that when people say vintage, they always think like, oh, if you like vintage, then all you do is like the shabby chic or the vintage like style. But I really just mix and match everything. So I treat vintage items, whether it's ephemera or printed papers or backgrounds, as sort of like neutrals. And so they sort of go with everything. And then over it, you can put, modern like pattern papers, stickers, deco, things like that. I don't know. I find that it all goes together really well. So here I've covered up like a whole left side with that craft paper so that I can sort of get rid of the lines and do some deco there. And then on the other side, I can use more pattern papers or more deco just to like decorate up the page before I dive into that online class and start filling up this insert. So again, in this video, I'm showing clips from different videos that I've done for my members on Ko-fi. And the reason being is I just wanted to share some journal page ideas and how you might use printable pattern papers in your journals and also planner decor. And I would love to hear from you in the comments what type of videos you would like to see, because I definitely want to schedule in weekly videos for my channel here. And so let me know what kind of things you are looking for. And it's all part of my effort in trying to like create, take action, do, instead of just thinking in my mind and ruminating a bit too much and always thinking like, oh, it'd be nice to do this, to do that, or show that, but not actually do it. Whereas I should just, not waste time on all the rumination and just go ahead and turn on the camera and do it, So I have more than enough ideas to go upon in terms of what I think I would like to do. I definitely want to do like a series of just showing you how to create different journal layout pages. And that's it, because I just find it's almost like doing an inventory of like, wow, look at all of these different journal page layouts you can do. And it's just fun, whether you add actual journaling to them or you just add like visual elements and decorate and collage, that's fine. But there are many different like layouts that you can do. For example, one of my favorite ones that you've seen me do already in this video a few times is this whole, like, you have a square piece of paper and you rip it diagonally so that you could use it on the corner of pages and decorate like a whole spread in that way. And it just creates like a really cool effect. And afterwards, of course, you're going to add like a little collage embellishment in the corner or something, or like a title or heading, some kind of deco. But it's just an easy way to start out the background of a page. And here I have another journal page, and I'm going to decorate with more printable papers that are from my Ko-fi. Again, you can become a member on my Ko-fi page, and you basically get monthly digital paper downloads. If you become a supporter by just doing like a one-time tip, that's fine too, and it's definitely much appreciated. And you will still be able to go through the feed that has like a whole bunch of stuff already posted for download. So you can test out the papers and things. Of course, you can also go to my blog. It's called tortagialla.com, and I've been posting there for years, just totally free pattern papers. So you can definitely just go there and have some fun and try things out. I definitely love digital printables, so I am very happy to share, and I hope that it's like a nice resource for you to have like supplies to play with, even if you don't have, even if you can't buy specific pattern papers, or maybe you don't have access, or you just want something different to play with. The thing about digital printables is that you can print whatever you want, whenever you need it, however many copies you want, in like whatever size that you need. So that is very, very cool. So here I'm going to show another idea where I really love this pattern paper, so I don't want to cover it up. So I thought I would just add it as like a whole page in the center of the spread so that when you get here, there's the left side page that I can obviously journal on or use, but then there's that whole pattern paper tidbit that will be, you know, more or less left alone, so that you can see it, so that you're not covering up the pattern. And then it opens up so you can have like more space in the middle, and then it flips over to the other side and you have the other page. And so I'm using like a giant piece of pet tape to basically tip in this whole piece of paper. And I'm going to be adding the pet tape on both sides so that it just like sticks well into like the spine of this insert. And the cool thing about pet tape, which I honestly don't have a lot of pet tapes. I have a lot of samples. I only bought like one roll, I think. But the really cool thing about it is that honestly, I never knew this about it, but pet tape is supposed to be repositionable. So like it looks like something that would like rip up the paper, but somehow it doesn't. Like you can, if you positioned it wrong, you can just rip it back up and like reposition it. So I don't know if over time it like becomes more, you know, permanent, but I just think that is really cool when it comes to like, you know, like stickers and things that you use with adhesive. If you have more chances to like reposition it until you're sure that's how you want it, and it doesn't like rip up your paper. So you can see there, I'm just tipping in this whole piece of paper in the middle of the spread. So I have lots of blank space that I would be able to add in more writing and ephemera and things like that when I go through and use this insert for that class. And here is another pattern paper that I printed out. And sometimes I print out the pattern paper like two on a page, and sometimes I print it like this where I want the whole pattern paper, because when I design pattern papers, I come from the scrapbooking world, so for some reason I always just design them as 12-inch by 12-inch pattern papers. But of course you can print it like full size on letter size paper or A4 size paper, or you can size it down, or you can print like the whole thing. It all depends on what you need or what you want. So you can just like adjust your printer settings. But in this case, I printed it out full size so you can see the whole full sheet of paper, but then I trimmed it down because I'm just going to use sort of like it to create like a wallpaper on the bottom half of this spread. And so I'm going to stick those papers on. And there is sort of this design rule where there's the rule of thirds, so that you should really do like things in thirds, but I sometimes just do it like more or less half as well. I think that that's okay. And you can see I ripped the top part of this paper because I didn't like the semi-straight edge. And so I often rip the papers to create that very organic edge, because I think it just makes it look nice. Like it's meant to be, you know, quote unquote messy, but it just looks cool that way. So you don't have to be precise or like always measuring, you know, perfectly. I try, but I'm always off with those kinds of things. So I'm not very precise when it comes to like handmade kind of stuff. But I think that's why it's cool to do things like with your hands. You can just sort of like go at it and do what you want without having to worry about being like super, super precise, because you don't need to be. And tearing papers is one of like my favorite things to do. I don't know if it's like the whole action of tearing the paper that is actually like it's enjoyable to do that, and it just makes a cool edge that again is not so precise, and it's like a little bit random too because you can't like totally control it, but it just creates like a nice effect. And so you have like this perfectly pristine page in your notebook journal, and then you add like something a little bit more organic, a little bit more like its own thing. So you can see here like the page itself is like creating a frame, and then the ripped paper is like a little bit inside and creating like a little background that goes there. And then of course you can use little tinier, smaller pieces of ripped up pattern paper that are either coordinating or matching, and you can create like a complementary little embellishment cluster like on the other page if you want it to sort of like match up, if that is what you want to do. And here I'm just trimming some of the extra papers that I have because of course I can still use these little tidbits in other parts of the journal as I see fit. Or if I liked a certain pattern paper more, I can obviously print out more copies if I wanted to. So I'm just flipping back to show you like the different pages that I've done, and in some parts I've already written in them, and then in other parts they're just still to be filled in. So this is just like a quick, you know, smattering of different journaling clips that I wanted to share with you. Remember that if you love digital printables or want to try them out, I design them, and I have a Ko-fi page where you can visit the shop and download freebies as well as purchase different printable items. If you support me as a monthly member, you get monthly downloads, or you can do a one-time donation and download anything that is on the regular supporter feed. Of course, I also have a website at tortagialla.com, and my blog there basically is a repository of freebies, of free printables. So go ahead and check that out and enjoy yourself trying out digital freebies. So thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more stationery and journaling pages. I would really appreciate any of your comments down below if there are certain videos you would like to see, or more that comments or feedback that you want to give to me. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye.